Kendrick Lamar Duckworth is an American rapper and songwriter. Known for his progressive musical styles and socially conscious songwriter, he is often considered one of the most influential hip-hop artists of his generation. Born and raised in Compton, California, Lamar began his career as a teenager performing under the stage name K. He quickly garnered local attention, which led to him signing a recording contract with Top Dog Entertainment in 2005. After becoming a founding member of the hip-hop supergroup Black Hippie, Lamar dropped his stage name and started using his first and middle names professionally. In 2011, he released his debut studio album Section .80, a conscious hip-hop record. The album was met with positive reviews and included his debut single High Power. In 2012, Lamar secured a record deal with Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, under the aegis of Interscope Records, and released his second studio album Good Kid, M.A.D. City. The West Coast and gangsta rap-influenced album garnered widespread critical recognition and commercial success, while including the singles Swimming Pools, Backseat Freestyle and Bitch, Don't Kill My Vibe. A visit to South Africa inspired Lamar's jazz-flavored third studio album To Pimp a Butterfly. It received universal acclaim and became his first #1 album on the Billboard 200. The same year, he topped the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time with the remix of Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. Lamar experimented with R&B, pop and psychedelic soul in his fourth studio album Damn. It spawned his first solo #1 single Humble and became the first non-classical and non-jazz work to be awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Music. Following a 4-year hiatus, Lamar released his minimalist fifth studio album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which served as his swan song from TDE. He has directed and produced several music videos and films with his creative partner Dave Free, with whom he founded the creative collective PG Lang. Having sold over 70 million records in the United States alone, all of Lamar's studio albums have been certified platinum or higher by the Recording Industry Association of America. He has received numerous accolades throughout his career, including 14 Grammy Awards, a Primetime Emmy Award, 2 American Music Awards, 6 Billboard Music Awards, 11 MTV Video Music Awards, a Brit Award, and a nomination for an Academy Award. He was named MTV's Hottest MC in the Game in 2012. In 2015, Lamar received the California State Senate's Generational Icon Award. He has been featured in listicles such as the Time 100 and Forbes 30 Under 30. 3 of his studio albums were included on Rolling Stone's 2020 ranking of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Early life. Kendrick Lamar Duckworth was born in Compton, California on June 17, 1987, the son of a couple from Chicago. Although not in a gang himself, he grew up around gang members, with his closest friends being West Side Piru Bloods and his father, Kenny Duckworth, being a gangster disciple. His first name was given to him by his mother, Paula Oliver, in honor of singer-songwriter Eddie Kendricks of The Temptations. He grew up on welfare and in Section 8 housing. In 1995, at the age of 8, Lamar witnessed Tupac Shakur and Dr. Dre film the music video for their single California Love, which proved to be a significant moment in his life. As a child, he attended McNair Elementary and Vanguard Learning Center in the Compton Unified School District. He has admitted to being quiet and shy in school, his mother confirming he was a loner until the age of 7. Lamar was further educated at Centennial High School, where he graduated from in 2005 as a straight-A student. Career. 2003–2009, career beginnings. In 2003, at the age of 16, Lamar released his first full-length project, a mixtape titled Youngest Head Nigga in Charge, under the pseudonym K. The mixtape was released under Concrete Jungle Music and garnered local recognition for Lamar. The mixtape led to Lamar securing a recording contract with Top Dog Entertainment, a newly founded independent record label based in Carson, California. He began recording material with the label and subsequently released a 26-track mixtape 2 years later, titled Training Day. Throughout 2006 and 2007, Lamar would appear alongside other up-and-coming West Coast rappers, such as J-Rock and Ya Boy, as opening acts for veteran West Coast rapper The Game. Under the moniker K. Lamar was also featured on The Game's songs The Cypher and Cali Niggas. After receiving a CO sign from Lil Wayne, Lamar released his third mixtape in 2009, titled C4, which was heavily themed around Wayne's album THA Carter 3. Soon after, Lamar decided to no longer go by the stage name of K. and opted to use his birth name. He subsequently released a self-titled extended play in late 2009. That same year, Lamar along with his TDE label mates, J-Rock, Absol, and Schoolboy Q formed Black Hippie, a hip-hop supergroup. 2010-2011, I overly dedicated /I and I section .80/I. None. 2012-2013, I Good Kid, M.A.A.D City/I and Controversies. None. 2014-2016, I To Pimp a Butterfly/I and I Untitled Unmastered/I. None. 2017-2018, I Damn/I, I Black Panther/I Soundtrack and Hiatus. None. 2020-present, PG Lang and I Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers/I. None. Artistry. Influences. Lamar cites Tupac Shakur as his biggest influence, noting that he has impacted his music and everyday life. He has stated that Shakur, the Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, Nas, and Eminem are his top 5 favorite rappers. In a 2011 interview with Rolling Stone, Lamar mentioned Mos Def and Snoop Dogg as rappers that he listened to and took influence from during his early years. He also cited DMX as someone who really on music. That first album is classic. He further added that Eazy-E also influenced him, saying, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Eazy-E. In a September 2012 interview, Lamar stated that Eminem influenced a lot of my style and has credited him for his own aggression on records such as Backseat Freestyle. Lamar also gave Lil Wayne's work in Hot Boys credit for influencing his style and praised his longevity. He has said that he also grew up listening to Rakim, Dr. Dre, and THA Dog Pound. In January 2013, when asked to name 3 rappers that have played a role in his style, Lamar said, it's probably more of a West Coast influence. A little bit of Corrupt, with some of the content of Ice Cube. In a November 2013 interview with GQ, when asked who are the 4 MCs that made him, he answered Shakur, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Mobb Deep, namely Prodigy. Lamar professed to having been influenced by jazz trumpeter Miles Davis and Parliament Funkadelic during the recording of To Pimp a Butterfly. Musical style and rapping technique. Lamar's musical style is known to be anti-flamboyant, interior, and complex. His work is generally categorized as progressive rap due to his contributions of broadening the genre's audience to reach mainstream listeners. He's stated in an interview that you really can't categorize my music, it's human music. Lamar's debut studio album Section .80 was categorized as conscious hip-hop. His second album Good Kid, M.A.A.D City was heavily influenced by West Coast hip-hop and 1990s gangsta rap. His next 3 albums, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, are all classified as conscious hip-hop records, with To Pimp a Butterfly incorporating elements of jazz, soul, funk, and spoken word poetry, Damn drawing on R&B, pop and psychedelic soul influences, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers utilizing minimalist production. Labeled as a technical rapper by the New York Times, Lamar's limber and dexterous flow switches from derivative to generative metrics while incorporating internal and multisyllabic rhyme schemes. He's also known for his willingness to experiment with his voice, often using cadences to convey complex emotions and tell stories through multiple personas. Tiraka Love of MTV writes that by expanding his vocal range, Lamar calls back to a lineage that runs through James Brown's foundational work in the 60s, the psychedelic 70s, Prince's sweaty phantasmagoria in the 80s, and gangsta rap's run in the 90s. In each of these eras, artists stretched the human voice in order to challenge listeners to consider the forces residing in our bodies, awaiting a sound to call them to life. Songwriter. Lamar's introspective and confessional songwriter is often based on his personal life. He has been branded a master of storytelling by The New Yorker, while his lyricism has been described by Billboard as Shakespearean. Considered a radio-friendly but overtly political rapper by Pitchfork, Lamar's writing often contain political and social commentary centered around African American life and culture, exploring themes of racism, black empowerment, and social injustice. It has been compared to a State of the Union address by The Guardian. Jacob Itty of American Songwriter notes, for as much as he is a musician and a lyricist and an MC, Lamar is also a playwright, a novelist, a short story author. He's literary within the art form of music. All of Lamar's studio albums have been classified as concept albums. Section .80 is themed around Generation Y and dwells on related subjects such as the 1980s crack epidemic, medication tolerance, and the presidency of Ronald Reagan. Good Kid, M.A.D. City is a nonlinear narrative that chronicles Lamar's harsh teenage experiences in his native Compton. To Pimp a Butterfly combines political and personal themes such as racial inequality, depression, and institutional discrimination to document the Black American experience. Damn explores the dualities of human nature and delves into themes of morality and spirituality. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers details Lamar's experiences in therapy and explores personal themes such as childhood and generational trauma, accountability, and celebrity worship. Controversies. Lyrics. Lamar's 2015 song The Blacker the Berry gathered controversy following the lines, "So why did I weep when Trayvon Martin was in the street, when gangbanging make me kill a nigga blacker than me?" Hypocrite. Some fans perceived the line to be Lamar judging the black community. Lamar later explained the motivation behind the lyric in an NPR interview, saying, "It's not me pointing at my community, it's me pointing at myself. I don't talk about these things if I haven't lived them, and I've hurt people in my life. It's something I still have to think about when I sleep at night." While Lamar's 2022 song Anti-Diaries was met with praise from critics and transgender listeners, the song was also met with heavy criticism due to Lamar's epizeuxis usage of faggot, as well as deadnaming and misgendering his transgender relatives to express his own personal growth from childhood misunderstanding. Feuds. In August 2013, Lamar was featured on the song Control by Big Sean. In his verse, Lamar called out several rappers, telling them he was going to murder his competition. The verse gathered responses and diss tracks from artists such as Joe Budden, Papoose, Meek Mill, Diddy, Lupe Fiasco, and B.O.B. Rolling Stone called the single one of the most important hip-hop songs of the last decade. Lamar has been reported to be in a feud with Drake. Complex called their relationship complicated, Genius called it a subliminal war, and GQ called it a Cold War due to the mass popularity of both artists. Before Lamar's Control verse, Lamar had been featured on Drake's Buried Alive interlude, Drake was featured on Lamar's single Poetic Justice, and both were featured on A$AP Rocky's song Fuckin' Problems. Drake responded to Lamar's Control verse in an interview with Billboard, saying, "I know good and well that Kendrick's not murdering me, at all, in any platform." In September 2013, Drake's third album, Nothing Was the Same, was released. Publications such as Complex speculated that Drake had directed subliminal insults at Lamar in the song The Language. In an interview with Pitchfork a day later, Drake showed disapproval of Control, saying he wasn't impressed with it and added, "Mind you, it'll go on Complex and Rap Radar will give it like, verse of the millennium and all that shit or whatever." Drake later said his only competition was Kanye West, after being asked about Kendrick saying he was murdering his competition. Lamar further escalated tensions in the 2013 Bet Hip Hop Awards cypher when he referred to Drake during the cypher, saying, "Yeah, and nothing's been the same since they dropped Control / and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes." Stereogum noted that Lamar was referencing Drake's third studio album, Nothing Was the Same, and also Drake being called overly sensitive by the media. In December 2013, Drake, whilst being interviewed by Vice, said he stood his ground and he has to realize I'm being baited and I'm not gonna fall, then refusing to deny that the line on The Language was directed to Lamar, saying he doesn't want to get into responses. Drake later went on to say that he acknowledged the lines in Lamar's cypher were for him and that it wasn't enough for him to prepare a response before saying they haven't seen each other since the Bet cypher. Several more reported subliminal lines were spoken by each rapper, 4 by Kendrick on the songs, Pay For It, King Kunta, Dark Side / Gone, and Deep Water, and 2 by Drake on the songs Used to End 4 p.m. in Calabasas. In June 2016, former NFL player and broadcast show host Marcellus Wiley alleged that on his ESPN show, Drake or Lamar had given an interview in which they started talking noise and claimed that they had problems with the other individual. The interview was eventually not aired and Wiley said it had been destroyed. Wiley said that the interview would have escalated the reported feud to become official, with diss tracks being directed at the other side. Following an almost year-long hiatus from music, Lamar released The Heart Part 4. It was speculated that Lamar's line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 / I am the greatest rapper alive was a response to Drake's line, I know I said top 5, but I'm top 2 / and I'm not 2 and I got 1 on the song Gyal Kester. Kendrick proceeded to insult rappers who have ghostwriters in an interview with Rolling Stone in August 2015. It was speculated that the insult was directed towards Drake, who has seen controversy due to the use of ghostwriters on songs such as Rico. Lamar has also feuded with Detroit rapper and former collaborator Big Sean. Following the release of Sean's track Control in August 2013, where Lamar calls Sean out and claims he's gonna murder him, Sean responded in praise, saying, "Alright, that's what it need to get back to, it need to get back to hip-hop, that culture." In January 2015, Sean later spoke on Control, saying that the song was negative, and a month later released the Me, Myself, and I. In October 2016, Big Sean released No More Interviews with shots directed at Lamar. Spotify. In May 2018, Anthony Top Dog Tiffith, CEO of Top Dog Entertainment, contacted Daniel E.K., CEO of Spotify, and the streaming service's head of artist relations Troy Carter to express his frustrations with their hate content and hateful conduct policy. Conceived in light of the Me Too movement, the removal policy sought to promote openness, diversity, tolerance, and respect by removing content that promotes, advocates, or incites hatred and violence against an individual or group based on characteristics. In accordance to the policy, the streaming platform removed XXXTentacion and R. Kelly's music, their editorial and algorithmic playlists, due to their publicized acts of violence against women. Tiffith claimed that the policy was censorship and threatened to pull music from his label, including Lamar's, from the platform if they kept the policy as it stood. In the midst of Tiffa's threat, Lamar praised XXXTentacion's debut studio album 17 on Twitter. In response to the criticism, Spotify reversed their policy and reinstated XXXTentacion's music back onto playlists after other artists threatened to pull their music. Other ventures: acting and filmmaking. Lamar began his filmmaking career by writing the music video for his song Ignorance is Bliss. He made his directorial debut with the music video for Backseat Freestyle. Since then, he has directed several of his music videos alongside his creative partner Dave Free under the collective name The Little Homies. In 2014, Lamar produced and was featured in M.A.A.D, a short film inspired by his second studio album Good Kid, M.A.A.D City. In December 2015, he co-directed, edited and starred in the short film God is Gangsta, which was inspired by his third studio album To Pimp a Butterfly. He began executive producing music videos in 2020 with Baby Keem's Hooligan. In January 2022, Lamar and Free announced that they will be producing an untitled comedy film with South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker. In July 2018, Lamar made his acting debut in the fifth season of the Starz drama series Power, portraying a Dominican drug addict named Laces. His casting stemmed from his friendship with rapper 50 Cent, who stars in and executive produces the series. Lamar wanted to portray a character that did not resemble his musical persona, and drew inspiration from various people he knew when growing up in Compton. He also compared his acting preparation to his songwriter, saying that he prefers to always have that open space to evolve. Lamar's performance was praised by critics and viewers, and earned him an NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding Guest Performance in a Comedy or Drama Series. Business and fashion. Lamar owns a percentage of his former record label Top Dog Entertainment. In December 2014, he was announced as a brand ambassador for sportswear brand Reebok, and designed 6 sneakers with the company. After ending his ambassadorship with Reebok in 2017, Lamar began a partnership with Nike and collaborated on 5 sneakers. In 2022, he collaborated with Converse on 2 sneakers. Impact. Lamar's work has earned universal acclaim from music critics, industry peers, and cultural figures. He has been named by numerous media outlets as one of the most influential artists of the 2010s, with Billboard listing him as one of the greatest rappers of all time. He has been credited by NPR Music with the revival of jazz rap, which waned after the 1990s. Writing for Esquire UK, editor Olivia Evandid opined, "Even if you're not overly familiar with Lamar's back catalogue, his influence in music is everywhere, from the West Coast hip-hop now being made by Anderson .Paak to the trap of Gucci Mane. He is and will brook no argument here the greatest rapper making music today." The New Yorker journalist Carrie Batten considered him California's biggest hip-hop artist since the 1990s. Lamar has been branded as the new king of hip-hop numerous times by media outlets. Steve Batlin of Forbes writes that although he may or may not be the greatest rapper alive right now, he's certainly in the very short lists of artists in the conversation. Lamar frequently refers to himself as the greatest rapper alive and has once declared himself the King of New York. His music was also used during protests following the 2016 United States presidential election. According to American Studies and media scholar William Hoynes, Lamar's progressive rap music places him in a long line of African American artists and activists who worked both inside and outside of the mainstream to advance a counterculture that opposes the racist stereotypes being propagated in white-owned media and culture. History.com considered Lamar's Pulitzer Prize win as a sign of the American cultural elite's recognition of hip-hop as a legitimate artistic medium. NPR music writer Marcus J. Moore noticed Lamar's rap jazz aesthetic present on his repertoire, he's at the vanguard of this movement, proving that he too is a rule breaker, just like Miles, Herbie, Coltrane, Glasper, and Hargov, who all took bold creative risks to push jazz into uncharted territory, and stated that Lamar is introducing jazz to a generation who might only know it through their parents' old record collections. Esquire U.S. writer Matt Miller opined about the rapper's videography in 2017, crediting Lamar for reviving the music video as a powerful form of social commentary, citing as examples All Right and Humble. Multiple artists have cited his work as an inspiration, including Khalid, Roddy Ricch, Christine and the Queens, Jenna Eco, Cordy, Car Seat Headrest and Dua Lipa. Madonna praised Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as history-making and mind-bogglingly brilliant. Pharrell Williams called Lamar one of the greatest writers of our times, explaining that he knows how to be very disciplined with his subject matter, he knows that stickiness is important, and he knows that it has to feel great. Lorde described him as the most popular and influential artist in modern music. David Bowie's final studio album Black Star was influenced by To Pimp a Butterfly, which was noted by Rolling Stone as one of the albums that made Lamar the decade's deepest, rangiest, most musical, and consequential rapper. Achievements. Lamar has won 14 Grammy Awards. At the 57th Grammy Awards in 2015, his single I earned him his first 2 wins, Best Rap Song and Best Rap Performance. At the 58th Grammy Awards, Lamar led the list of nominations with 11 mentions, passing Eminem and Kanye West as the rapper with the most nominations in a single night, and second overall behind Michael Jackson and Babyface, who hold the record of 12 nominations. Lamar was the most awarded artist at the ceremony with 5. Good Kid, M.A.A.D City, To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn have all been nominated for Album of the Year, with the latter 2 winning for Best Rap Album. Those 3 albums were featured on Rolling Stone's industry-voted list of the 500 greatest albums of all time in 2020. Damn won the 2018 Pulitzer Prize for Music, making Lamar the first non-jazz or classical artist to win the award. In collecting his award on May 30, 2018, new Pulitzer Administrator Dana Kennedy, the first woman and African American to lead the organization, told him, "Congratulations, looks like we're both making history this year." In 2019, he was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song for All the Stars. At the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards, he won Outstanding Variety Special for the Super Bowl LVI halftime show. Lamar has received 2 honors in his hometown. On May 11, 2015, he received the California State Senate's Generational Icon Award from State Senator Isidore Hall III, who represents California's 35th District. From the Senate floor, Lamar told the legislature, "Being from the city of Compton and knowing the parks that I played at and the neighborhoods, I always thought how great the opportunity would be to give back to my community off of what I do in music." On February 13, 2016, Mayor of Compton, California Aya Brown presented Lamar with the key to the city, for representing Compton's evolution, embodying the new vision for Compton. He appeared for the first time on the Time 100 list of most influential people in 2016. His debut major label release, Good Kid, M.A.A.D City, was named one of the 100 best debut albums of all time by Rolling Stone. To Pimp a Butterfly was ranked by many publications as one of the best albums of the 2010s, with The Independent placing it first. In 2015, Billboard included Lamar in the 10 greatest rappers of all time. Complex magazine has ranked Lamar atop the 20 best rappers in their 20s annual lists in 2013, 2015 and 2016. He has also won 6 Billboard Music Awards, 7 BET Awards, and 25 BET Hip Hop Awards, the most for an artist. Personal life. While attending Centennial High School, Lamar began dating beautician Whitney Alford. In April 2015, during an interview with The Breakfast Club, Lamar revealed that they were engaged. The couple have 2 children together, daughter Yuzi, and son Enoch. Lamar is an older cousin of fellow rapper Baby Keem, and a younger cousin of basketball player Nick Young. He is a notable fan of the Los Angeles Lakers, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Los Angeles Rams. Lamar is a devout Christian, having converted following the death of a friend. He has been outspoken about his faith in his music and interviews. He has been baptized twice, first when he was 16 and again in 2013, which he announced during his opening set at Kanye West's The Yeezus Tour. Lamar has credited God for his fame and his deliverance from crime that often plagued Compton in the 1990s. He also believes his career is divinely inspired, saying in an interview with Complex in 2014, "I got a greater purpose. God put something in my heart to get across, and that's what I'm going to focus on, using my voice as an instrument and doing what needs to be done." The introductory lines to his second studio album Good Kid, M.A.A.D City includes a form of the sinner's prayer. His song I and his fourth studio album Damn further discusses his Christian faith and spiritual struggles. In 2014, Lamar dressed up as Jesus for Halloween, explaining, "If I want to idolize somebody, I'm not going to do a scary monster, I'm not gonna do another artist or a human being, I'm gonna idolize the Master, who I feel is the Master, and try to walk in his light. It's hard. It's something I probably could never do, but I'm gonna try. Not just with the outfit but with everyday life. The outfit is just the imagery, but what's inside me will display longer." On the cover of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and during select promotions for the album, Lamar wore a diamond crown of thorns designed by Tiffany & Co. During his headlining performance at Glastonbury Festival, Lamar explained that he wore the crown as both a nod of respect to the artists who came before him and as a reminder of his imperfections, while adding, "They judge you, they judged Christ." He repeated the chant at the end of his performance with theatrical blood pouring down his face. This time, he added Godspeed for women's rights in response to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. In the lead-up to the 2012 presidential election, Lamar stated, "I don't vote. I don't do no voting, I will keep it straight up real with you. I don't believe in none of the shit that's going on in the world." He went on to say that voting was useless. "When I say the president can't even control the world, then you definitely know there's something else out there pushing the buttons. They could do whatever they want to do, we all puppets." Several days before the election, he reversed his previous claim that he was not going to vote and said that he was voting for Barack Obama because Mitt Romney did not have a good heart. Lamar later met Obama in January 2016 in promotion of Obama's My Brother's Keeper challenge. Speaking about the meeting, Lamar said, "We tend to forget that people who've attained a certain position are human." Before the meeting, Obama said in an interview that his favorite song of 2015 was Lamar's How Much a Dollar Cost. Discography. Studio albums. Section .80. Good Kid, M.A.A.D City. To Pimp a Butterfly. Damn. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Filmography. Film. Television.